For more on the declining case numbers and booster requirement, let's get right to it with the Lieutenant Governor and the state's COVID-19 liaison, Dr. Josh Green. Good morning, Doc. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Doing great.
Now, first off, it's the first time since December that we're finally under 1,000 cases per day. How encouraging is that? And is this the light at the end of the tunnel?
It is. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It is a 61% decrease from our peak, which occurred 17 days ago on the 21st of January. We peaked at 58,000 active cases. We're now down at 22,808 active cases. And also, we've seen a reflection of that in the hospital numbers. The hospital numbers peaked 3 days after that on the 24th of January, just at about 400, and they've dipped all the way down to the low 200s now. So we're definitely seeing Omicron recede, and we're in a much better place.
Now, Maui County is dropping its booster requirement today in order to be considered fully vaccinated. Do you think that it helped or caused more confusion and frustration?
Well, some people were certainly confused and others were frustrated, but it was important at the moment because what Mayor Victorino was contemplating was a surge in his hospital numbers on Maui, where they only have one hospital. He reached near capacity. They were well over 50 people in the hospital. They're now down closer to 30. And that's a very big difference for an isolated hospital on the neighbor islands, which I can attest to being a doctor on the neighbor islands. So that was important for him to take some action and send a message. But now we'll be focusing more on guidance, and I think we'll pull back away from that booster recommendation.
Now, with the governor back in town and maybe looking at the Maui situation, do you think he'll leave the Safe Travels program as is by not adding a third shot requirement?
I do, and I want to make sure people aren't confused. We're totally recommending people get boosters. 513,000 of our citizens have gotten boosters, and another 375,000 are eligible. Please go get a booster. However, I do not believe the governor is going to make changes to require boosters for Safe Travels. I think we're going to let that program stay the same and then ultimately sunset it sometime probably in April when a lot of federal funds die off, and also when the COVID virus itself has really dropped down to minimal levels.
That's what I was going to ask you about the Safe Travels program, because you think it will probably end in April when much of the federal support lapses?
I do think that will happen. I think it will still be contingent on whether or not we have a lot of cases in our state or a lot of hospitalizations. But you've been seeing hospitalizations drop like 25% every 2-week cycle. These 2-week cycles are important because that's what the virus kind of lifespan is. And so as the virus drops off, as hospitalizations drop off and we're safer, I think eventually we will finally be able to get away from restrictions. And I think that that will be kind of the most clear signal that we've not just been to the light at the end of the tunnel, but that we've done the right thing. Safe Travels really worked. April 15th will mark, by the way, 18 months of Safe Travels. It kept us safe, it kept our economy open, but we do have to get back to normal, and I think people will be relieved to see that.
All right, there you have it, Lieutenant Governor Dr. Green. Of course, as always, thank you for your time and insight this morning, and have a great day.
You too. Thanks a lot.